Hello, and thank you for watching Erin and Drew's movie reviews. My name is Drew.
My name is Erin.
And I'm not quite sure how to introduce this film. I wanted to say suit up, but do they actually suit up in the movie?
Yeah.
They do, but they don't really say that.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true.
Right.
They don't really do a lot of what you would expect in a Power Rangers movie, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had no expectations, so anyway, we are
Honestly,
going to...
neither did I.
Yeah. But we are going to talk about the Power Rangers film from, as you can see on the poster there, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right there. Yeah,
Yep.
that's it. And apparently it's morphin time. Which, I have to admit, the Power Rangers phenomenon, if you want to call it that, kind of passed me by because I was like in high school when this was kind of a big thing, so it wasn't really... I mean, I knew what it was, but, you know, I wasn't really into it or anything like that. But I couldn't help but notice that the tagline, or not the tagline, but the actual title says Sagan's Power Rangers. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
But why is it not called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? Is that a legality of some sort that I don't know of? An ownership thing?
Yeah, I think so. They. I honestly don't have a good answer for you.
Oh, okay. Because I thought they were called Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I guess
I think specific ones are. Power Rangers are a whole thing that I only know a very small amount about because I too was not in the Power Ranger fan base. I was just a couple years too old for their target demographic.
Yeah.
And also, my parents didn't let me watch TV.
Yeah. I had a cousin who loved Power Rangers, but that's...
I have a bunch of friends who love Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's kind of how I know
like
about
now.
the Power Rangers, but
So-
yeah. I kind of stopped at Ninja Turtles, I think, where I kind of stopped that kind of thing. Or maybe I never really stopped with
I got a little
Turtles.
into the Pokemon, but
Yeah, but
it didn't
anyway,
get Power Ranger.
yeah, Power Rangers. Well, this is a 2017 adaptation, a high budget adaptation, because I think, you know, I've seen little clips of the TV show and they seem kind of low budget.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, anything with the TV show, they are incorporating footage that was pre-made for other shows in Japan, and then just whenever anybody's out of suit, it's new footage. Whenever anybody's in suit, it's whatever they took from that TV show.
So it was from a completely other show.
Yeah.
Was it like Sentai or something?
Yeah.
Super Sentai?
Super Sentai.
Yeah, okay. And I couldn't help but notice that I looked at the name of the director of this film, and I couldn't help but wonder if it was a pseudonym. Did you catch what it was?
I didn't know.
Dean Israelite.
I mean, we could look it up.
Is he... because if he's trying to hide his ethnicity, maybe he's not doing a good job.
No. God.
Because that's
Please
usually
no.
what... But why would you pick... Unless that is actually... I have no idea if that's his real name or not. I just saw that and I'm like, wow, is that guy's real name? It's like, that can't be his real name. Can it?
It possibly is his real name. I honestly don't know, man.
I don't know. I never heard of him before, so I thought that was just... I guess there's 500 Dean Joneses in the phone book, so he has to pick a different...
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, that's a thing. That's why it's Michael J. Fox. You know, because there was already a Michael Fox in the Actors Guild, so you had to put his initial in there. That's why they're J. Lee Michael something. You know, that's why they do that. So I don't think anybody walks around saying, "Hey, Michael J." Well, maybe they do now, but before that, probably not.
I think I just call him Mike.
Just call him Mike. Yeah, or Marty. Marty.
I'm sure he loves being called Marty.
I'm sure he probably gets it still to this day. I'm sure he does. Or Alex
Yeah.
for family ties.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, this is kind of a... You don't really see this... I can see why this was made, of course, because it's a kind of a cash-in movie because of superheroes are a big deal. And the people who own this, hey, what do we have that's superhero-like that people will go watch? Of course, Power Rangers. And it's... I don't know of a lot of... There's maybe, like... I mean, not even a handful, but there's some other... but not many superhero films where people seem to get their powers as a group. You know, maybe like the Fantastic Four comes to mind because they were kind of all imbowed or at the same time.
A space thing.
Yeah, like a space thing. And them and I'm having trouble thinking of other ones. Even like the teams, they never like get them at the same time as a group. Like the X-Men are all kind of born differently, and then they come together. The Justice League, they're all kind of on their own. They come together, whereas these people actually get their powers as a group of young kids. And you kind of see where they're kind of misfitty kids. They're not exactly academic all-stars,
right?
Let's say,
right,
which makes some strange choices for, you have been selected for this. I'm like, really? I'm kind of a screw up. Why are you giving me this?
Because you were in the right place at the right time.
As opposed to like the valedictorian who would, I don't know. But
well, if you have somebody that already is like perfect on a pedestal, do you want to see them become a superhero?
No,
or would you rather
but they
see
would make
someone,
a more logical choice.
But would
that.
you rather see someone, an underdog, become a superhero?
Yeah.
Right?
But, sure.
That's why.
Because movie.
Because plot.
Well, and you kind of get into it right away because, we start with the guy who played Billy on Stranger Things. Do you know how to pronounce his first name?
No.
Dacre.
I think it's Dacre.
Dacre?
Yeah.
Okay, because I had never seen that name before.
Either Dacre or Dacre.
Dacre? Okay.
But I'm not
Montgomery,
sure.
that was the easy part of the name. But he's he's basically doing an Animal House where he takes livestock into the boys or girls locker room. I don't remember which. Is it boys?
I think it's the boys.
It is. And that's
pulling a prank.
I guess it's just a prank, except that the livestock doesn't end up dead and stiff and upside down, and they're measuring it in the dean's office. And then, so of course he's the star quarterback, so he kind of shoots himself in the foot, and he gets sent to detention, and arrested, and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of where he meets other screw-ups. One of which is kind of a nerdy guy. Another one's kind of a girl who I guess was a...
I'm sorry.
Oh, kind of a girl?
It's just pause there. Kind of a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she was like apparently she was part of a... Well, there are two girls in the group.
Yeah, there's two girls. So there's...
The one of them was like, I guess he was a cheerleader or was trying to be a cheerleader, and she... something happened with someone's boyfriend, and so she literally got cut out of the group. Like, don't bother showing up for cheerleading practice. And they even, if being cut out of a group wasn't enough of a, if it wasn't enough, they actually took a photograph in front of her and actually took scissors and cut her out of the photo. So, because I didn't get it apparently. When people say they're out of
this is what happens when you bully people online.
Yeah,
you get cut out of groups.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well. Whatever. And so and then there's another girl,
Becky G.
Yeah, who has kind of a rough home life, I guess, and another guy who lives with his mom in a trailer or something. And I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Nope, you have guy from Stranger Things, Liu Kang, Becky G, other girl, and Billy.
Now you said Liu Kang. You see Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
The one we just talked about?
Yes.
Oh.
Why do you think I picked this movie for you?
I don't know.
You completely missed it. Awesome.
Apparently I did.
I'm glad that happened.
But I didn't hate Mortal Kombat, though.
Yeah?
I actually thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. It's just okay. But,
I mean, yeah. But still. There are reasons I pick movies.
I guess so. And they... I forget, they end up like hanging out together for some reason. Well, the cow kid who does the cow prank kind of befriends the nerdy. The jock befriends the nerd. That's kind of like a dynamic in a lot of movies. Not superhero necessarily, but like whether it's like a John Hughes movie or American Pie or things like that. But he kind of helps out the nerdy kid, and he's like, "Oh, thanks." And then we're buddies for life. It's like a life bond or something.
It's because he can hack his ankles.
That's right, because he got arrested and he has a ankle bracelet, and he's, what is it, 7? Yeah, can't go out after 7?
He's got a curfew of
he's
some
got some
sort.
kind of curfew.
And Billy, who is very good at machines, can hack it.
Right.
And he does. And then they're best friends.
And then they're
forever.
friends for life. Yay!
And they want to go dig in an abandoned diamond mine, gold mine.
Yeah.
Mine of some sort.
And they come across, what is it, like a ship or some kind of... No, they find the gems first.
Yep, they find the gems first.
These, like... Well, they have special
rocks.
They're like kind of like these, I don't know, power rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they seem to bond to people. I don't know, is that the right way to say that?
Yeah.
For some reason, they find like
rocks
you've been
with
selected.
Symbiosis.
Yeah.
They become venom. No. They just kind of bond to whoever finds them, and then through these rocks, they're kind of pulled in this direction to find the ship.
Yeah, and they find this like old, highly technological ship that's been there for how long?
Long time.
Yeah.
Like
Thousands?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, long time.
They were the reasons the dinosaurs died.
Apparently. Yeah, and getting
that whole pre-movie sequence was just like, sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And getting his easiest paycheck ever is Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad, who you kind of see his face on screen.
Yeah.
But not really.
No.
You see like
He's in one of those those.
Yeah, those things you stick
things.
your face in, and like all those little pegs stick out that are about that big. Kind of doing his Marlon Brando impersonation from Superman the movie. Mm-hmm. And then he has like would you call him a butler robot? What it was played by Bill Hader, was like the voice of this robot that just kind of scoots around and says annoying things, kind of like
ship robot.
Kind of like Tweaky from Buck Rogers. Only he doesn't say beady 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 beady. No, he doesn't do that.
He says a whole lot of other words.
He sure does.
It's a very talkative robot.
Yeah, and then the kids all go to this ship, and Bryan Cranston gives them the "You have been chosen" speech, which has never ever been done before.
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
First time ever in a movie.
And then they kind of start making regular visits to this ship, like after school or after detention. Or is detention just a weekend thing?
I think detention's just a weekend thing.
Okay.
Much like a John Hughes movie.
Yeah.
So.
Only not as funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was the point. But anyhow,
Power Rangers.
He says you need to morph, and they're kind of having. He's kind of laying on the story with like if you don't do this lady named Rita Repulsa is going to come back and conquer the earth with her something.
Yes.
What does those
what are they
things
called?
have a name?
They do. Do I remember what it is? No,
Yeah.
not off the top of my head. I don't remember what they're called. Rock things.
Yeah.
They just
some critters.
Mulled out of rocks.
Yeah, rock critters that just go off and do bad things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to call them bubbles. They're not bubbles, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway.
She's bad and she likes to eat gold.
Yeah.
That scene was improvised.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should mention that
Swallow.
Rita Repulsa is played by Elizabeth Banks, which is...
Who is just giving it 120%.
Yeah, I'm surprised she wasn't eating actual rocks, but because she's really chewing it up. Whereas I think the group, the kids seem to work together real well as a group, acting-wise, I mean. But, Cranston's trying to get him, you if you don't morph, she's going to take over the world.
Yeah.
And
like, you have been chosen.
Yeah.
You need to be able to do this stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you can't do this stuff, then the world is going to explode.
The world's going to be over, basically.
Yep.
And they're having some difficulties with that, and then all of a sudden, nerdy kid, what's his name?
Billy.
Billy? Really?
Billy, best character.
Yeah, he
Billy.
probably is the best character.
He's
in the
really
movie.
the best character in the whole movie.
And he, by some accident, ends up morphing into his costume, which is kind of a combination of like Iron Man and Green Lantern. Would you say?
Yeah, I would say that is accurate.
Because lanterns,
it's not just a skid suit. It's got extra bits.
Although I'll prefer to think of it as the comic Green Lantern as opposed to the Ryan Reynolds vehicle of the same name.
Yes, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, because I like the comics much better than I like the movie, which made that movie very disappointing for me. But and then eventually, before they actually get the morphing thing going, they have powers, or it's just, I don't know if it's really specified other than they just have like super strength.
Yeah, it's more of just a strength.
But they were like in a cafeteria and they were kind of like comparing notes. And it goes like, hey, did you do this? I did this. Did you do this? And then they're in the cafeteria and then they're like, put the little gem down on like the lunch table or the lunch, where the thing you slide your lunch trays on, the conveyor thing there. And like someone's like soup just starts heating up and bubbling.
Yeah.
So it's not... There doesn't seem to be real parameters for how these things work.
Right. And it's
they
not
just
really
have
explained well.
Power.
They're just... Yeah, they're just like Power Stones.
Yeah, and then...
Put them together, you snap your fingers and have the... No, different movie.
Yeah, that's
Continue.
a different thing. But, Shazam. They're making a sequel to that, by the way, which I'm actually kind of excited about.
I've seen the stills. They look great.
Yeah, and which is more than I can say about a lot of DC films. But
that's not important right now.
Yeah, well, I would say Rita Repulsa is actually introduced very well right at the beginning of the movie. But then we cut to this scene where she's like murder hobo. That because she's like, it's like she almost like she's
showing you how evil she is.
Yeah, but she is it me or is she kind of introduced kind of clunky? She just kind of shows up and she's like isn't she eating like rodents and stuff?
Yeah, amongst other things.
As opposed to like she appearing out of the sky and some guys are like, hey, what's that? You know, or would that just be too easy?
What? Yeah. Well, she's been buried in like a crater for a while.
Yeah.
And when the rocks broke, it sent a seismic wave. It broke her out of her crater because she too was a ranger at one point in time and turned evil. And then she just was trying to gain power back by getting all the gold in town. And so when she's like killing people and stealing their teeth, good times.
Yeah, from homeless people.
From homeless people. And it's just, she's eating the scenery, but it's not
but
really
almost literally
explained.
eating scenery. Almost.
Yeah. She does swallow that necklace. Well,
yeah.
Swallow the necklace.
In fairness, I don't think she gets offered roles like that a lot.
I think she's wanted, like, she took this role.
Yeah.
Because she's one of the producers on this show.
Right. Well, don't forget, she was also in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films as Betty, the secretary, to Mr. Jameson. So I think maybe since then she's been wanting a little more to chew on, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that she gets whatever role she wants because she's got some sort of pull in Hollywood, and I like it. I think she needs to be in everything. I like Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, she's all right. And then they finally figure out they get, and I took a little bit of exception to when they used that phrase, it's morphin' time, which Billy from Stranger Things says before they get their stuff on. Basically, because they lifted that from the Fantastic Four, because, when the thing says, it's clobbering time, I mean, come on, really? That's it? That's, I don't know. When something's popular, you just kind of hop on board.
I will take this now, thank you.
Rita shows up, and then she goes to like this, what is it, like a jewelry store?
Yep.
And she finds one of the jewels or something.
Nope, she's still there getting gold, and this
Gold, yeah.
town sits on an abandoned gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she's just pulling all of the gold out of the city to create this giant gold monster.
Yeah, and she gets this. She has this wicked scepter that, like, I don't know how essential that is to her conducting power type thing. Yeah, but yes, she's chewing up the scenery. Give me this jewel now.
And she has to find the MacGuffin, which is under the Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
In the best product placement ever.
We got to talk about that. It's like, how much money did? Oh no, not it's Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Not-
Sorry,
yeah.
wrong donut place.
Yeah, well, it's easily confused. But I wonder how much money they dropped to put that in this movie. Because
All of it. All of
whoever
the money.
wrote this script had to leave that name of the business open because it was going to be whoever paid the most money to put their store in the movie. It's under the
IHOP.
under the IHOP or under the Walmart or whatever business.
Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Corner store.
Yeah, and then you were going to see that all throughout the movie. And I think for a while they even, I don't live near a Krispy Kreme, but they had like a product or you could buy Power Rangers donuts at
Oh, yeah.
Krispy Kreme, I
Oh,
guess,
yeah.
for a while or something like that. Yeah,
They were regular donuts. Regular
Yeah,
Christmas.
I mean, it's not
Krispy
like-
Kreme donuts, but in a box.
I will say this. This isn't necessarily movie related, but I am guilty of buying cereal when a movie comes out and they have like cereal for it. Like, even not too long ago, I actually saw a box of Ghostbusters cereal because there's supposed to be. I don't remember the release date, but there's supposed to be a Ghostbusters movie coming out with Bill Murray in it. Am I right?
August, I think.
I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but anyway, I bought like Batman cereal when Batman came out. I bought Spider-Man cereal. I bought. I want to say there was a Star Trek cereal at one time. Star Wars for sure. Like C-3POs. Are you old enough to remember C-3PO cereal?
No.
Oh well, they're kind of like Honey Nut Cheerios,
Okay.
sort of, but it's like it made no sense. It was kind of like those tabs you pull off of soda cans. It's kind of like that, like it was an 8 shape instead of like a single hoop.
Okay.
And they were a little bit different than Honey Nut Cheerios, but that's
Okay.
kind of what C-3POs were. Kellogg's made them.
Okay.
This was like in the 80s.
So they made a C-3PO cereal that more resembled R2-D2.
Sure, yeah,
That makes perfect sense.
of course, because cereal.
Because cereal.
Yeah. But,
Sure.
yeah. Well, this was when anything Star Wars just
Oh yeah.
sold money,
Oh.
made money, Yeah, but,
I got all the watches from Burger King.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
Somewhere. I still have them.
Yeah, because next to my Great Muppet Caper glasses, I had, like, Return of the Jedi glasses. Because those were... Yeah, Burger King sold those, I believe. McDonald's sold the Muppet stuff back then. But, yeah. So anyway...
Product placement.
Yeah, Rita Repulsa kind of actually figures out who the Rangers are and even visits one of them at her house. They're like when she's sleeping, if that's not creepy enough. And she's got those creepy long fingernails, like almost like a Wizard of Oz thing, like, "Oh, my pretty," and like waving it like over her face. Oh, you have such a pretty hair. And then she catches.
Tell me how you really felt about that scene.
Well, that gave me the willies, man. Like, don't do that in my dreams.
It's like, I'll start calling you Freddy. Jeez.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And he's got longer fingernails. But then she kind of kidnaps him, and I think this was kind of, didn't quite get they had morphed once, but they hadn't quite got the hang of it.
Yeah. They weren't
they
quite
were-
a team yet.
they
They
were
had to be
working
brought
on it.
together.
Yeah, and she kind of ties them all
They
up.
had to be
and-
assembled. I'm sorry.
a what?
They really had
Yeah.
an
Well,
Avenger
they kinda-
Assemble moment because a person dies and then they come together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, spoiler alert. Who died in the Avengers? Oh, it was Iron
In the
Man?
Avengers?
Yeah, Iron Man.
Agent Coulson died.
Oh,
and that was the
you're
catalyst.
talking about the first
the
one.
original Avengers.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Agent Coulson dies, and they use that to come together
Yeah.
to be a team and defeat Loki.
Yeah, I thought that was great
That's a
that
good movie.
Agent Coulson had Captain America baseball bubblegum cards.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was great. But anyway, she shows up and eventually he comes. They bring the guy back to life and they get their morphin on
Through their
and
Deus Ex Machina.
and they can. They have like this connection to use vehicles like jets and stuff. How does that work?
That's part of the
Movie?
yeah
Just movie?
plot.
Yeah.
It's literal plot armor.
Yeah. Yes. I
Yes.
think it is.
They had to connect it to the what are they called? Zords. The Zords.
Yeah, those things.
Those things.
Yeah,
I know Power Rangers.
of course.
I don't know Power Rangers at all. Megazords. That's what they're called.
Megazords.
Megazords. It's the dinosaur type creatures that machines that they operate.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of the movie.
Yeah.
So, can we talk about cereal more?
If you want to talk about cereal,
We don't have time. We got to rate this thing. Okay, Erin. The Power Ranger, the student, has handed you the paper. What grade do you give the Power Rangers movie?
I give this movie a C+.
plus?
Better than ever. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, when I watched it, because like I don't know anything about the Power Rangers, and I was just like, why am I watching this? And I was entertained. So, C+.
Yeah, I gotta say I was reasonably entertained by this film. I don't think it's a great film, but
No.
you know, it has some cliches in it, but some okay acting by other people and some not so much by others. But it is a little cookie cutter in a lot of spots, but I'll give it a C. Yeah, it's watchable. It's certainly not terrible, but
It's certainly watchable.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe more Bryan Cranston would have bumped it up to a B.
Should have that as a review.
Yeah.
Surprisingly watchable.
Yeah. And speaking of watchable, if you are watching our show on YouTube, you may see a little something down there that is a thumbs up. If you click our like button, that would be really appreciated. So just a little like button down there.
It's over there.
Yeah, it's down here. somewhere. But anyway, for Erin and Drew's movie reviews, I'm Drew.
I'm Erin.
And go morph in Power Rangers, and we'll see you later.
Cable television is the swellest thing they got.